Hello, everyone. My name is Cleet, and I won't be doing this presentation today. Actually, we are going to have Carson do this entire thing.
Thank you for the intro, Cleet. I'm Carson Perkins. We are Group 8, and this is the Elite Snuggle. Now, as we begin, I'll give a roadmap for the presentation. First, we're going to talk about our value hypothesis. Then we'll lead right into our business model and structure. Thirdly, we'll talk about our growth hypothesis. After we validate our value hypothesis, this is what we plan to do. And then second to last, we're going to talk about the build, measure, learn process. Finally, we'll look at the analysis. Where do we go now? Starting with the value hypothesis, we believe business women and men who get cold in the workplace will pay for a product to keep themselves comfortable while maintaining their professional appearance. Now, we found that generally women over men tend to get more cold in the workplace. Why this is, it's purely our observation. We see women with blankets, big jackets, things of that nature because the workplace is cold. They want to keep us awake, obviously, on the job. And so that's why we're focusing our primary customer segment on women. And our secondary customer segment is men. Contrary to the popular belief, men also get cold in the workplace. Now, how does the Elite Snuggle truly solve the problem of being cold in the workplace? Well, it keeps professionals warm without sacrificing their appearance. That's primarily number one. It's a substitute product to heaters. Many may not know heaters are banned in many workplaces because of hazards. Other workplace benefits the Elite Snuggle brings is that it saves on energy costs, which your workplace, they'll thank you for that in one way or another. Regardless, you're helping them save. It also reduces the risk of a fire. Just as mentioned before, there potentially could be a fire hazard due to heaters, which is one of the reasons why heaters are banned in workplaces. Not only are you going to look good while wearing the Elite Snuggle, you're making it an environmentally friendly decision all at once. Now, this is our business model structure. This is the infamous 9 box, and we'll go box to box, starting with our key partners and explaining who they are, and as well as all the other pieces of our structure. So starting with key partners, e-commerce platforms. Right now, we're going to be selling direct to our consumers online. After we validate our value hypothesis, of course, we don't want to go ahead and invest in inventory before we can prove that it is a valuable product and something that people will buy. So we'll start with e-commerce platforms, and then we'll also sell direct on our website. The idea there is to be able to gain enough traction to eventually get into these big box retail stores. That's what many businesses, as they start up, that is one of the primary goals. And once we can gain even more traction that direction, we want to utilize women executives, primarily women, in order to help drive word of mouth, incentivize people to buy our product because the executives look good, they're doing it, why shouldn't I be wearing it? The other key partner that we'd like to gain is to work with businesses who care about their employees. And we would put together some sort of employee welcome kit in partnering and contracting with those businesses. And the last key partner that we have is our partners in Vietnam. Who's going to make the product? Who's going to provide the luxurious material that goes into this product? And we'll transition now into key activities. We'll be outsourcing to Vietnam not only for labor, but also for the material. The cheaper that we can get the cost down, the better. How we found as far as outsourcing to Vietnam for the material and labor is we looked at some of these key brands, Adidas being one of them. They go ahead and outsource to those partners in Vietnam, not only for the product and the quality, but also for the cost. Now, going down to key resources, we want to create a product that is luxurious, something that the elites will wear. And so in order to do that, we have to keep our costs down, but while the quality needs to be high. So our key resources is obtaining a low-cost luxury material from Vietnam, as well as labor, which is also low cost, helping us keep our prices down while our quality up. Now, leading into our cost structure, how are we going to be profitable? That's one of the things we have to keep in mind. Even if a business creates a very valuable product, but their margins are high or their price point's too high, they're not going to be in business too much longer. So as mentioned, we're outsourcing our labor and material from Vietnam. We're also going to have in-state sales and customer service employees. And sales agents will work off commission, where the customer service employees will be hourly. Lastly, we have advertising. In order to get our name out there, we have to spend money on advertising. That's where the key executives come into play. We need to go ahead and get them on board somehow, some way, and then from there, they will help us advertise and get this product out there into consumers' hands all across the world. Now, how are we going to do that? Let's talk about our channels. First, our website. That's the first and primary part of our business channel. We want to sell on our website purely because we make the most money. We have the highest margin on our website. We don't have fees or anything to that degree other than to get a web developer to create it. Now, we also want to sell on e-commerce platforms. That's channel number 2. Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Jet.com, the list goes on and on. Truly, we want to sell on all of them. Next, with retail, although we make less money per sale, we can maximize volume. When referencing the lean startup, the coveted graph, the hockey stick, starts low in volume and in profit, exponentially expanding. This is what we believe the power of retail can do for us. Following with direct sales to businesses. Now this is going to cost a little bit more because the conversion rate to selling to a business, especially something that they don't necessarily need, is going to be very, very low. However, it can be very lucrative if we can get some of these big brand businesses to go ahead and buy our employee welcome kits, which will include the Elite Snuggle, and then throw in a couple other things. We don't know quite what those are yet. And our last channel, at least for now, is direct customer call-in sales, where customers will call our customer service agents directly and place an order. Now, this is fairly low cost. We don't pay any sort of percentage similar to what we do to e-commerce sites, 9 to 25%. But on the other hand, we do have our costs of hiring our customer service agents, training them, as well as paying them hourly. This could be a growing channel depending on how much exposure we get. Now, our revenue streams, they all directly come from our channels. Online sales from our website and e-commerce platforms, retail sales, contracts with businesses, and direct customer call-in sales. So our customer segments on the right-hand side are women in the workplace primarily, and then people with poor circulation or who get cold easily in the workplace. All of this together, our business structure, is what we've created our value proposition off of. Well-priced, fashionable comfort for cold offices. After validating our value hypothesis, we have created our growth hypothesis. And just as stated in the slide, we believe through advertising, by utilizing public figures such as women executives, businesses we contract with, and word of mouth, we can expand our product from e-commerce and direct sales to retail spaces in neighborhoods across the world. That's our primary objective. Now, the process, build, measure, learn. The reason why we chose this idea over all the others that were put on our list is that the Elite Snuggle actually solved a problem some of our members had in their own lives. The next step we took is to build the product. One of our team members is completely amazing seamstress, so the steps were relatively simple. We chose materials to fit our idea of comfort and style and tried to stay within a reasonable price range so we could replicate outsourcing our product to Vietnam and what this would cost. With this working product at hand, we are planning to conduct real life and social media testing within the following weeks to help prove our value hypothesis, and we'll take the feedback we get from that and make adjustments going forward. Now finally, our analysis. Where do we go now? We're taking the build, measure, learn process to the next step, the testing phase. Obviously, we can't realistically expect 100% of the population to immediately fall in love with the Elite Snuggle, which is why we are discussing how to take any constructive feedback we may receive and use it in a way that will be beneficial to narrowing our target audience. Now, testing. How are we going to go about this? We'll start testing the product in our individual workspaces, i.e. call centers, offices, and retail stores, and we'll also be conducting social media surveys. Through both social media and physical interaction, we believe this should validate our value hypothesis.